Hi, my name is Vladimir and I'm Executive Director of the International Disability Alliance. Let me begin by congratulating TCI for the campaign What We Need and for organizing this very timely webinar series. Thank you very much for your kind invitation. Despite some initiatives for the institutionalization of persons with disabilities in different places throughout the years, institutionalization remains spread throughout the world, perpetuating the segregation and invisibility of persons with disabilities and depriving those institutionalized of their freedom and of any choice and any prospect of developing a life plan of their own. Decades of scientific research and human rights monitoring of institutions, both disability-specific and or mainstream, have shown their negative impacts. Violence, exploitation, abuse, degrading treatment, inhumane conditions, lack of privacy, you name it. We are all aware nobody can plead ignorance. Yet sometimes such serious violation within institutions divert the attention and make people miss the main point. Institutionalization itself is the systematic human rights violation perpetuated by states. Institutional inertia and lack of political will to address the status quo. This clearly needs to change. Since the adoption and almost universal ratification of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, states must take action. The institutionalization does not require only to look at and dismantle the institutions, but also we need to look at our communities and precisely respond to your question of what we need to improve them, for communities to be more inclusive and supportive of all their members. The UN CRPD provides some responses. For example, Article 12 on equal recognition before the law calls for reforming current legal environment so that the will and preferences and the right to free and informed consent of persons with disabilities are duly respected. While a first focus is in reforming the law, awareness of all needs to be raised for ensuring respect of decision-making practice. Article 19 on the right to live independently and be included in the community requires that persons with disabilities, including those with psychosocial disabilities, are provided with support, such as personal assistance, peer support, responsiveness of services, and much more. The momentum should not be lost. The COVID-19 pandemic raised attention of the broad audience to this systematic human rights violation. In 2020, the report by the COVID-19 Disability Rights Monitor, of which IDA was part, brought about key evidence coming from persons with disabilities worldwide. Consequently, the UNCRPD Committee has decided to embark on a process to develop a set of guidelines for the institutionalization to provide states more concrete recommendations than ever before. In a way to support states to move forward, but also suggesting that excuses are no longer acceptable. IDA and other organizations, including TCI, support this process, which included unprecedented regional consultations with persons with disabilities, and in which there will be more opportunities to provide inputs. We hope that this process will lead to more concrete action at national levels. And all of us that are part of the disability movement will be committed to monitor, remind, and demand action. I wish you a very successful webinar series, and we remain in collaboration and in support of your colleagues, of TCI, and persons with disabilities in the region. All the best.